Hey, what's up guys, welcome to Shotgun, and today I'm going to bring you some Steam footage of an early access game called Brawlhalla. Lucky enough, I got a code from my July loot crate, which had a code so I could get to play the beta earlier. You can now sign up for a beta if you fancy playing the game afterwards. In the footage, I'm going to be showing you a bit of gameplay from the legend that is Nash. I was lucky enough to get a free code for a skin for him and two of his weapons, which is the long tooth spear and the Ireland skull hammer. In the footage below, I found a PvP match. I was using the long tooth spear for most of the match, and I did switch over to the Highland Skull for a while, just to show off like a few of his moves, like how he plays. It's a 2D brawler, which is sort of reminds me of a lot of Smash Brothers, so it felt pretty comfortable to play. The controls for them are pretty responsive. You can have a few good fights, like pretty quick. You may have speed matches, or some may drag out for the full 10 minutes. The matches don't last too long. 10 minutes just seems a long time, because some matches can end in 3 minutes, some will actually continue on to the full 10 minutes. But there'll be nail-biting moments. As in the game footage, there are some nail-biting moments. The time of filming it, I didn't notice the person actually disconnected, so after this I was fighting the bot, and now I'm fighting the bot. You see that I use this to my full advantage, because the moves are easier to use, but it's just to show like what he's actually capable of. You know, he's capable of a good few moves such as the spear spin or the dash he does, which is pretty good for knocking people off the side. Although I'm very keen on the throw mechanic, which is you can either throw it just a little distance, or if you charge it actually does more damage, but can throw it off the map. It's good for stopping them getting on the edge. As you see, I threw the spear, didn't exactly hit anyone. As of the last patch, there was a new legend brought in, which you will see gameplay of as I play her. Keeping on to Nash's gameplay, as you see, there's the spear, an uppercut, decent moves he's got. He hasn't got exactly speed or damage on his side. Like, they do actually have stats, but as you see here, like, he's the throw mechanic where you can actually throw something, pick it up, throw it again, pick it up. It's also pretty good for getting people off the edge of the map. As you see, I think I end this with a throw. You know, that's a pretty decent throw, sends him off the match. There's Nash. Now here's some gameplay of Brig. It reminds me of the Valkyrie map from like North Mythology. She sort of has some moves like it, where she'll do wing attack, or if you hold her charge attack, she'll actually spin up a gust of wind with wings, which is pretty cool, as you'll see in the gameplay now. This match was one of the closest and nail-biting matches coming to the end. We both took serious damage on the end, but lucky enough I got a few nice hits in just to finish the match. I'll let you watch how the match ends. As you just saw there, she used wings to boost her diagonal attacks, which is pretty cool. As you see, she sort of has the same spear mechanics as Nash, which is the spear toss and the spear spin sort of move. Although, unfortunately, she only came out recently, so I'm not exactly pretty decent with her yet. Although I think I do pick up her secondary weapon, which is the axe, sort of like Tauros' axe. It's a pretty strong weapon, the same mechanics as Tauros' axe. They use the same sort of fighting mechanics, so each weapon has a certain fighting style, like animation step. As you see, the animations of some weapons are the same, but they have their own character's little twist on them. So as you just say, and then we're bringing bright wings, do a dash attack, but she seriously has a decent throwing arm, like, you know, nearly cleared the map with that spike ball then. Although my favourite weapon of the entire game is the spear, just for the range. Plus you have the up animations, which is pretty cool, and it also has a decent down animation. Although the further you go down, the slower the move becomes, which means it's easier to dodge, but it's still quite a decent attack because it has a range. Because you spin the spear, it's got double the range of a normal attack. Now it's just some footage with the axe. You know, I think it's called Victory. I have no idea what the game is called. Ended up letting the match just run out, just to show you that some matches last, you know, as you've seen with Nash's gameplay, mere minutes. This one is one of the closer matches where I've actually met an opponent who is equal, or who has an equal advantage to me, or equal to me. It's more of a complex fight where you've got to work to your advantages, whereas my advantage is the spear, hers seems to be the sword, because she later on the match you'll actually see her do a ton of damage to me with the sword. Although weapon styles, I had the advantage because she had distance, but as you see, her taking the advantage then with the throw mechanic. It's a hell of a mechanic, but as you see, sometimes if you know how to use the mechanic, you can actually get people from the other side of the map, which I think is amazing because it brings out more diversity diverse like fighting styles. You have to think more on your toes. If she throws the spear, can I duck or block in time just to avoid it? Or is this bomb gonna hit the person? Which is pretty cool. As you just seen the through it, completely missed. It was pretty much a waste of time throwing that. I could have gone up closer and threw it. As you see, like I just try to get rid of the axe as much as I can because it's not my strong suit, and because it's on a ranked match, I didn't want to use a weapon that I have a disadvantage using because I'm more range. I don't like to get close up to the character because I know she has a sword which does amounts of damage. Like some people can actually play her so well with the sword, you will just be obliterated in a few seconds. Unfortunately, she hit off the edge and didn't get enough time to get back up to the leg. As you can see, we're like staying outside because she knows I've got the spear now, which means I'm more ranged to her, so she's got to keep her distance in order to get an advantage to a sword or something, whereas I don't mind getting up close now with the spear because I have the spin attack and the range, whereas, you know, she had a spear but decided to throw it. I think she's trying to clear the map so there's no more weapons, but I don't mind because I've already got a weapon, so she's just throwing off to try and get a sword. Now that she's got the sword, the map actually becomes a bit harder because I throw the spear, lucky enough to get it, she dash attacks there and then, but at first it looks like I'm doing pretty decent because of the health that I accidentally threw my weapon, which led me to a disadvantage at the moment because I didn't have a weapon. She still had the sword at the time, but I hated the axe, so I didn't use it. The mine was pretty good, just enough to seal me another weapon, which inevitably sealed my fate in winning this match with a nice dash attack just to finish it off. As you see, I say good game, the person did. Now you even need some gameplay from Bryn, which is against the viewers. I just wanted like the full set of moves she has, and it was also because at the time I couldn't find a game because my internet had cracked it by then, so you know I couldn't find a game with anyone, and I had been in a few games previous to this and the lag spikes were terrible. But that, they mentioned that in the patch notes, they had servers and stuff. There might be problems with people in the UK and people other places connecting to servers because they're in America, so I understood why I was getting lag, you know, and it's still in early access. As you see, she has a few nice moves, like there's a few good moves she has. This match actually ends up with something like 30 kills I get, although I think there's a suicide in there where I didn't realize, and you know I was just showing off the full intent of her arsenal, which is with the spear she has the dash attack, the down spin which she flings the spear which causes hit. There's a few other moves. As you now see what I mean by the Valkyrie, she's identical to a Valkyrie with the helmet, and the fact that she will, when dashing and doing certain moves, she'll pull out her wings, which are pretty cool. Like this, I think she's now tied with Nash for like my favorite characters. She's tied with Nash. They're just two diverse characters, you know, with spear. Nash has the hammer and the spear. She has the axe and the spear. I'm pretty much tied towards the spear fighting gameplay. It's a lot easier to get, especially for me, because I've only played it for a few matches. I think it's on like level 5 or something. It's a pretty fun game. At the moment, you do have to sign up for beta because it is still early access. As I was saying earlier on in the video, when I was lucky enough to get a code from my loot crate. Well, other than that, it's a really good game. It's worth it because it's a free-to-play 2D platform, which is free to play on Steam, where you get to fight against people online in Smash Bros. Sort of style. Also, the legends are pretty cool because they're cartoony. They're not sort of over-the-top fighting games. It's just the same. Where I throw it on for a few minutes at a few games, you know, they call it a time waster. Still, one of the greatest fighting games that I'm actually pretty decent at. Saying that, I will end up probably playing more fighting games on this channel. Like, I've got Mortal Kombat 10 with Goro. I played Goro quite a while, and Scorpion. But speaking more onto, you know, 2D fighters, I will be then playing this a lot more. You know, most of my time now will be going into this. It's still a great game. You know, 2D fighters are great. This is a free-to-play game. You can see it's a fast-paced game. I end up leaving the game when I reach 30 kills because, you know, it's just against computers, so it's not really a challenge. It's more just to show off the maneuvers and how diverse each character is. The design of the legend, I personally enjoy the look of because they're cartoony. So, you know, you've got Lord Vax, which is an alien. You know, you've got Taurus, which is the Bullman, and you've also got an Asian-style character. I'm not too sure like what her name is. I haven't played her much. You know, I played against her, but I've not really played her. It's a learning game. But she has a diverse fighting style. If you can get like 4 friends to download this, you will be having hours of fun just dominating fights with each other. The game is cross-platform, so you will be playing against people on PC, Mac, and Linux. It's pretty fun actually. Being knowing that you'll be fighting people not just on Windows, you know, you'll be fighting people on Mac, and you'll also be fighting people on Linux, which means if your friends don't have, say, a Windows computer or a Linux computer, rapier or a mag, and you can fight against anyone. It opens up a wider variety of people who can actually play, whereas some games on Steam are like only say Windows or a Mac. So it's pretty nice to know that they're doing different builds for different companies and different computers. Other than that, I'm pretty sure there's not much left to say about this game. I do recommend just signing up for the beta. It's a closed beta now, but just signing up for it. It's a bit of fun just to sign up for. I'll leave the link to the website in the description below so you can sign up for the beta. It's pretty good. A few bugs there and like a few things that need to be patched. Especially the connection. Connection needs to be tightened up, like the servers need to be tightened up. What do you expect from a game that's still in beta? They did still have bad network there, but now I think it's in beta. It's what you expect for a beta game that still has pretty connections, especially when you connect to a server that's overseas. So of course a bit of problem. Ping, you do see at the top, in the top right screen, there's actually a bar system. If the bar is on red, sometimes the game is unbearably awkward to play, because if your internet is dropping out, the game is unplayable, because where you've got to be fighting someone with like a one bar, and you can see where I'm fighting and the person is despawned from where I can see them. They're spawning on the other side of the map, or I'm going to pick up a weapon, and because the internet's lagging somewhere else, I dropped off the edge, lost points, lost matches. The amount of matches that I've lost because of having a pretty bad connection to the other person or connection to the server is a lot. I don't play this game exactly well, but I'm a bronze player. I hardly played it, hardly got into the actual ranking system. There is a ranking system on the game, but it's only ranked PvP. So like online, you can play online with 4 players, with 3 other players, and have a custom match head-to-head, which is due, like as you see in the end of the video, it's whoever gets the most points wins sort of thing. I enjoy the PvP because it's sort of like a one-on-one cage match sort of game mode, where it's you and someone else and timer 3 lives, whoever wins. Unfortunately, there is no rematch button. Sort of annoys me that I can't have a decent fight with someone. I'd love to just have the option to rematch them, but maybe that might be implemented later on in the game. And the friend system, I don't understand yet, like the whole friend system. I don't know if it's linked to your Steam account or if it's actually you can add people from the game. The people I've met, I would have loved to add just to have another match against them, because it was so intense to fight against them, because you'd be fighting as in the gameplay. In my Grin gameplay, you actually see the person I fight. The first one, who is Hachi. The match got so close to the end, I would have loved a rematch just to see if it ended the same way, or if maybe they had got the advantage on me and ended me. But it was a nail-biter fight. It was pretty much fun. I wish the rank had a team system so you can actually like go in as a team of 2, but I haven't seen much of a team style fighter. So maybe it's just like a free-for-all style game, not team-based, but I think it's just a free-for-all style game at the moment. Other than that, it's still pretty much worth downloading. Well, if you wait till it's released, it's worth getting anyways. At the moment, being in beta stage, so you have to sign up for beta, which will be linked in the description below, so there's no need to worry about that. But other than that, it's definitely worth picking up. I am going to recommend it to all my friends who play on Steam, who play PC, just to get this, just for the sheer amount of fun and chaotic matches. You can have 2 people, they can be a chaotic match. 4 people is just utter chaos. Bombs, mines, explosions, fucking swords being thrown, spears being thrown, axes, guns going off, people sneaking up behind you. There's a character who is a bandit, but he has 2 pistols, he has a 2-pistol combo and a set of daggers, but he is immensely fast, which means he is flying around the map again behind you. Although he's only got a close combat fighting style, meaning that anyone with the ranged weapon can damage him completely. But knowing that you've got your sort of ranged people, unfortunately the guns are close for some reason. The guns are really close combat, whereas the spears and stuff are giving you longer. Although I would have loved to see the guns maybe shoot further. The guns do seem underpowered. I took out a few people where they've only had, they pick someone like Lucia or Cass, especially if you find anyone who has the spear or the lance, such as like Lord Vex, O'Brien and Roland have a lance which can hit distances. So if you have any sort of longer weapons, so like the spear or the lance, anyone with a gun just doesn't seem powerful enough to get close enough unless you're really good fighter with those sort of characters. But other than that, it's an immense game to play. I do recommend picking it up sometimes, you know, especially being free to play. It means that you can have hours of fun just mashing buttons. You know, I play with a controller, but there's a few sets of combinations on the keyboard, but being a controller person, I did originally play this with the controller. I am going to try it with the mouse and keyboard, or maybe just with the keyboard, but they have a few preset fighting styles with the keyboard, so like WSD and a few attack buttons, or using the directional keys and the mouse. Unfortunately, I don't see any binding key option in the menu, so you can't actually set keys. Other than that, it's a really good game. I do recommend it. I'm going to play this in my third time just to get like these controls so I can rank up further than bronze. It's a pretty diverse one, although it doesn't exactly explain how you get from one like rank to another. I think it's like a certain number of points. I think they've got a sort of ranking system like Clash of Clans, where it's sort of if you get so many like wins or so many points at the bottom, you have to rank up. As you'll see at the end, I'll put a screenshot of the system at the bottom. It'll be from my Green and Patchy gameplay, but there's actually like it tells me that I'm sort of like bronze rank, and a few like things tell me how far along bronze I've been, which is pretty cool. Although I wish they explained the sort of ranking system a lot better. They do have at the bottom of the screen, on the loading screen, you have a lore button, so you can learn about characters' backstory and how some characters are entwined with other characters' backstories, which I think is amazing. Because I must have read a few backstories on some characters. Other than that, it's a pretty decent game. Like the setup, the menu setup is pretty good. Easy to understand. You know, page play. You know, that's local. I must have played a few fights with my friends already with like local play. They do have a single play which has a tournament style, where you can sort of like go through the tournament stages to find like semi-final, finals, and actually doing like a score at the bottom, which means that it also like adds on to the gameplay time where you can actually challenge your friends, like send them your like score at the end of the match to try to see who can get a better score, which is pretty fun. This is Raptor with the Shotgun, signing off.